Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is Larry W.Brooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, please feel free to reach out to me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this Thursday, just like it is every Thursday here on the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I want to thank everybody in our audience for checking us out. My co-host, as you can see, holding it down with me again on episode 164.
164. Let's go.
Goodness gracious, is not only a highly successful real estate broker, multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand, known the world over as Mr. Pure Hustle, and the Texas Real Estate King, holding it down in that brand new live Prime Real Estate Network golf shirt.
Popping.
Is the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W.Brooks. What's going on, my dude? Come on, soak it up, man. Soak it up. Soak that love in.
I love the timeliness of it, man.
It's real, baby.
It's right.
What's going on, baby? How
Things
you been?
Been good, man. I'm liking my polo, man. I got a heck of a lot of compliments on it as I was leaving the gym this morning, man. So
you still working out, man?
Come on, man. You better stop playing me. You better see my numbers on this iPhone watch, man. I don't play.
I will give you this, Larry, publicly and while we are recording this week's show. Mr. Brooks has diligently been sticking to his fitness regimen.
Consistency. Man.
We are now competing on our Apple Watches, so we now share our workouts with each other. So I can vouch for him, world, that this boy is working at least 4 times a week. I can give you that at a minimum.
Hey, man, I'm getting up. I'm trying to get it in, man. Y'all, the motivation of having that watch where we competing, right. It just makes sense for me, man.
Hey, man, and we'll be wrong. Big shout out to Unique Productions. They put down the golf shirt for Mr. Brooks.
Appreciate
and the
that.
one that I had on last week. So if you need anything, reach out to our people at Unique Productions, brother.
Also, man, let me plug my gym, man. Shout out to Mean Green, man, over there.
Oh, you better shout out Mean Green,
That's
baby.
my spot, man. You know, Jason, Jennifer, they get me right in the morning, so I appreciate y'all.
And look, and if you didn't have an opportunity to see when the team from Mean Green was on the podcast, go back into the archives and check out when we represented for the Mean Green here on the Prime Real Estate Network.
That's an alumni for sure.
You already know what it is, man. So, it's Thursday. What's been going on this week in the world of the Texas Real Estate King and Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm?
Man, we've been crazy busy. We've had at least 2 events a day since Monday. So we did the town hall last night where we recapped all of 2021 at Brooks and Davis, and then just talked about the future plans and the expansion that we plan on having. So we got some more secret. We got some more info. Yeah, as y'all know, last year we opened up 2 new offices. So they gave us 3. We got something else special coming for y'all. Also, we ended up getting licensed in Georgia. Some of y'all know that too. So
ATL, shout it.
Yeah.
We're going to be out there soon enough. So you know how it is, man. Larry, cool thing about doing this show with you is that we are able to share with our audience some insight as far as business planning, marketing, and just all around being successful as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. And this week we have some really talented gentlemen
that are
guests with us this week. can you please share with our audience a little bit as far as the background, what you did to gain a commitment from this week's guest to have them sitting in with us, bro?
Well, you know what the thing is the guys that we are sitting in with us today are genuinely good guys. I had an opportunity of meeting Randy first, then I met Lloyd as I visit their store that we'll be talking about in more details. But I've had a chance just to follow these guys. You know, I love the platform that they build and the energy that they give and the way that they love our culture, man. So just to if I had known them years ago, they'd have been our first guests on here. But as soon as I could get them on here, the invite was out and we got them in front of us, man.
And
so
you know,
the audience needs this.
I'm really proud of this week's guest because their platform is something that not only I relate to, that I feel like mirrors my own. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce this week's guests. Both of these fine gentlemen are not only entrepreneurs, but they are also activists and philanthropists, not only here in Houston, but the world over. They are the co-owners of The Black Store here in Houston, Texas. I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, Mr. Lloyd Ford and Mr. Randy Shelby Jr. How you doing, gentlemen?
What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all having us on.
Come on, baby. So get your love first. Let's soak up your love. Get your love, baby. There it is.
At some point, bro, y'all gotta introduce us in like a public setting, bro. So,
Hey,
suit and tie.
Ain't he shy? I love the intro. The power, huh? You like that?
Hey,
No doubt.
Hey,
no
look,
doubt.
anytime y'all want me at the Black Store, just hit me up. I'm there, baby.
No doubt about it.
I want to thank y'all so much, man, because one of the things that we like to do here, and I always ask Larry weekly to talk to our audience about how we go about networking with other like-minded entrepreneurs. And I don't ever want it to be undervalued or underrepresented how appreciative we are that you gentlemen could carve some time out your Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Especially around this hour of the day, because from entrepreneurial space, those Thursdays are where a lot of big deals are finalized, where there's a lot of contracts signed. So I know how busy Thursdays can be. So thank you so much, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
This first question is for you, Lloyd. Could you share with our audience a little bit about The Black Store and what it is that you guys provide in that store to the public?
I would say one of the biggest things the Black Store is to us is its representation. We know we are one of the biggest platforms of businesses that's been represented in our store. That's the beauty care. And we wanted to find a way to represent that in the Black way and bring that back because we haven't had a lot of big representation in that way, just in that space. So we want to make sure and how could we give back and also highlight other Black-owned brands to do that for them. But most importantly, these are one of the things we only wanted to start businesses that we know that are heavily exploited and used in the Black community. So one thing that we do, we always want to start with businesses that are, of course, make money, but secondly, you know, feed the Black community and what are the things that we're care about, because we know that Black people and people in general care about three things: money, status, and materialism sometimes. So sometimes you have to give people what they want in order to feed them what they need.
No, it's so interesting. And Randy, I want to ask you this question because Lloyd just mentioned some of the products that you guys sell at the Black Store. We all know from just a cultural perspective, serving the African-American community as far as skincare, beauty care is different than serving other aspects of the community here in large. So talk to our audience a little bit about some of the products that they can find if they come into the Black Store, because I want everybody to know this is a one-stop shop for everything that they may need from that standpoint.
So one of the most impactful things that happened after the pandemic was thousands of Texans went out and started developing their own products. One of the issues is that they didn't have any retail experience or opportunities to get their products on the shelf. So we took the same approach that Master P did back in California when he started a record store. He did a consignment agreement. So the artists, they just fronted him all of their records, and whatever he sold, he was paying them back over time. And that's the aspect that we took. People were glad that they didn't have to pay money just to put their products on the shelf to rent the space. We were glad that we didn't have to pay wholesale up front, and it just started working for everybody over time.
That's fire.
And 2 years in the game, man, we've had at least over 100 brands that have been in our store. And they all stand by what we do as a company.
No, what makes that you mentioned, I thank you so much for your transparency, because what makes that next level for me is because we all know professional hairstylists, professional barbers, and they all have their own go-to either equipment or different products that they use. And even in some rare cases, they'll develop their own products. So what was it, gentlemen, that let you guys know that there was that many potential entrepreneurs who are in need of your retail services? Because is this something that you guys knew before you planned the store, or is this just a byproduct of we have it and they'll come?
To be honest, I feel like, we always knew that it was people out there making their products because, we always met each other at different pop-up shops and different stuff like that. I know we'll get into that. Yeah. But to be honest, we didn't know it was that much. Yeah. And then even now, we had to streamline even now how we accept inquiries, because people DMing us, emailing us, calling us, showing up at the store. So we realized that not only here in Houston is it enough products, but all over the nation. We have people that's willing to send us their products from Alabama, don't even know us from send us a box of products and be like, sell those, let me know, how can I promote it? So we really realized that it was a zeal for it, and now they blowing us up.
Wow.
It's so deep. And Larry, you talk about this every week, but I want to give you an opportunity to get into the spotlight, because you have always, for our audience, been really big about the power of networking. Yeah. Getting out there, going to pop-up shops, going to events, meeting like-minded professionals. Yeah. So what is it about their story, Larry, that just makes you just, because when he mentioned that they popped up and met at pop-up shops and networking, I can see that you was like, that's it.
That's actually how I first met Randy. Was that
the power of getting out and being out there, brother?
And he got that pure hustle on his
from right represent there. That too, brother, please. Thank you so much.
But it's amazing, and for two things, man, because that is a huge vision, because it's such a need in the community for something like that. And when I walked into the store and Lloyd showed me around the store, I was in amazement, because I had never seen that before. Right. So for me, it was the first time that I had actually been exposed to something like that. And in the community that is in was the community that I was raised in, the community that has parts of my DNA. So where the store is located at. So it's just an amazing ideal and vision that they had.
And Larry, it's interesting that you bring that up, and I'll ask you this, Lloyd. How does it make you feel to be able to serve that community that may be underserved as far as having access to quality products, not being price gouged? Because, a lot of times, especially in our community, people tend to overprice things that should be a bit more affordable. So what kind of fulfillment do you have? Because I know that you attended school in that area and all that stuff. So how does it make you feel to be able to serve a community where you used to walk those
that man with the Yakes? He wasn't over in the South Side.
I was a little bit over. It's the same thing to everybody else.
Don't let Larry go to ask you about zip codes, man.
That's what everybody. Typically, I'm giving him a tough time about the North Side, but I'm just saying, not Third Ward, South Ward.
Trust me, I correct people for a long time because they thought just because I was there, they were like, "This Third Ward." I was like, "Nah, this not Third Ward." You know what I'm saying? This
it's funny though. It's funny, but it's the same.
Right, it's the same. No doubt. Everywhere I'm at,
to be honest, it goes beyond just selling people the products. To be honest, what I like bringing people more than anything is the customer service, because you always get your black-owned business. You don't get that adequate amount of service. But when you walk in a black store, not only are you gonna feel that essence of black and the things that we do in the community, but you're gonna get the response from the staff around you. And I tell people, go look at Google. And I tell people, you make me lose a star. I don't know. That may be the first time I fire somebody, because one thing that I can say, you can know not anything about any of the products, but if you showing people the correct attitude and the right attitude, they almost look over anything. And I tell people, even if you don't know what that product is or does, if you bring a smile to the customer, hey, guess what? We're going to go figure it out for you. Let me go ask some questions. Let me look it up. More people more willingly to take that more than somebody with a bad attitude. And I can accept everything as long as it's coming with a good attitude and a good customer service. So I think more than anything, that's what we like bringing the community. You know what you're going to get when you come to the black store, and it's going to be experience. It's not just a store.
The thing that I was most impressed with, and this question is for you, Randy, is because you and Lloyd, your partnership is based a lot from what I see on unity. And both of you gentlemen are activists. Y'all give back. Y'all really are in tune with what the community needs on a grassroots level. Doing my research into you, Randy, I was really impressed with the movement you've started online. Could you please share some of that with our audience and talk to them about how you are working to unify black men, black women, and bring that black love and respect to the forefront, even as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so it's the Love Black Women campaign. That was a nonprofit that I started maybe about 6 or 7 years back. And the mission was to bring something solid and real for black women. So not just let's throw a party and have some powerful speakers come out and make y'all feel good. When you go home, you're still stuck in the same economic situation you've been in.
Yeah.
So I said, what industry can we go into and try to run it and control it from a retail, distribution, and manufacturing side? Yeah. And I noticed that when I walk up on a group of women, there's probably like an 80% chance they talking about hair, cosmetics,
Facts,
something
no
like
doubt,
that.
yeah.
Factual, brother.
About it so much. Y'all talk about it so much. Are y'all monetizing off of it?
Yeah.
And speaking to so many people about it, and it was like, all right, throwing little shindigs for owners and stuff like that. Randomly invited Lloyd to something.
Yeah.
And the vision just started clicking from here and there, man. He pulled me in. We started doing some things with Creative Group Economics. So now you got 2 nonprofits who are working together to bring awareness about the beauty supply industry and also other industries that he's been working on, as far as like we got agriculture now,
Wow. Yes, right.
business
That's right.
development, everything is involved in this. And it's like, okay, he reached out. He was like, hey, you want to start a beauty supply?
Yeah.
Many people have reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do something. And I said yes, just about every time. This is the only time where resources started to come up.
Yeah.
Okay, you bring this, I bring this. Things started clicking even further, and before you know it, man, about 7 months later,
That's what's up.
it was up and running.
And you know,
First time that ever happened to me in the great city of Houston.
No,
man.
because I'm gonna tell you.
Well, you know, but another thing too,
What's up?
though, you ain't hear him plug agriculture.
Look,
You
man.
know, being in the southeast side of town is a food desert. You know, a lot of people don't realize that. And
Right.
so, you know, you guys getting into the agriculture, you know, you with the green thumbs.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about what y'all planting back there at the Black Store.
I mean, you know, it's always a part of plan, but you know, we got a whole agriculture team, and they actually focus on what's seasonal now. So they all actually the whole part of the team all are growing one and specializing on one plant. Yeah. And actually, we always try to monetize everything that we do. So the agriculture team actually sells these little kits that they use as a fundraiser to raise money for the different things. So you talking about watermelon, cabbage, okra, anything that you can think of. We have banana trees back there. We have apple, pear. I say I want people to be doing the community yoga and just a peach fall off the tree or something, hit somebody's head, and you just eat it. You know right. Yeah, we just
that's a great vision, man. No doubt. I heard that and you know, growing up in a food desert, I know how important it is for those places to exist. Because you know, back when our parents was growing up, or when my grandmother was growing up, they could just walk up the street and grab it, and it was in their yard. Right. So you know, just having that ability, man. So yeah, wow.
It's so impressive, man, and I thank both of you gentlemen for your transparency. A lot of times, especially in this type of sphere with business people and entrepreneurs, for our audience to actually have this kind of free-flowing conversation where people are being vulnerable, talking about their past, talking about their goals and dreams, I want to thank you so much, because it's not something that I undervalue. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, I'd like to ask both of you gentlemen about your life before the Black Store, your life before entrepreneurship, and if there was any mentors or examples in your life that you could credit to shining a light in that direction for you. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we will be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W.Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
Rent to own is not a myth. Turn your rental payment into a down payment with Divvy Homes and the Prime Real Estate Network. All you need to qualify is a 550 minimum FICO score and $40,000 in annual income. If you've worked your current job for at least the last 6 months and you can prove that you have $2,000 in the bank, your dream of home ownership can become a reality. Please direct message, call, or email the Prime Real Estate Network today and learn more about this exciting new program. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, my co-host, you can follow him on IG as the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Pure Hustle himself, Larry W. Brooks, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yo, this episode is fiery, bro.
Fire, man. The knowledge, man.
Come on, bro. And
I don't even think that people really understand like something like this exists in H-Town.
I know. And before we sign off today, I want everyone in our audience to at least commit.
Yeah.
To put on their agenda
That's right.
to stop by the Black Store. But let me introduce this week's guest. Come on, you already know, man.
Yep.
This week, our guests are the founders and owners of the Black Store. These fine gentlemen are not only activists, philanthropists, but are some of the most giving entrepreneurs and business people anywhere in the great city of Houston. I want to thank them for sitting in with us on the Prime Real Estate Network podcast this week, Mr. Lloyd Ford and Mr. Randy Shelby Jr. How you doing, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, look, now that we got everybody back, man, I got to ask this question because you gentlemen do so much networking and marketing and have been building your organization and your business up from the ground the whole time. And I think, and this is something that Larry and I talk about a lot when we're not in the studio, is that I think sometimes when people meet you guys now, they may undervalue the evolutionary process that you had to go through to become the gentlemen, businessmen, and entrepreneurs that they see before you today. So my question for both of you gentlemen is this. What did each of you do before starting the Black Store? And what is it that you were pursuing before you pursued entrepreneurship and business ownership?
Okay, bet. For me, man, and we'll start off with the influence, right? And this is something I slept on even as an adult and started to think about just recently. My father, man, he put in a lot of hard hours, bro. 12 to 16 hours sometimes. And then at the same time, he owned rental property with a guy that he worked with. I remember going with him just to go do repairs and small stuff like that. And he was also into multi-level network marketing at a time where a lot of people wasn't making money in it, but he was. Mm-hmm. And my mom got together with 3 of her friends, and they owned a group home. Oh, you know, they were so trusted with these older patients from people from the church that, you know, they entrusted them with about 8 people. And they did their thing, man. I spent the night, maybe like half my middle school life at that business, just seeing that, throwing parties, being hospitable, everything you see we doing with the store, man. Like, I've been seeing my parents doing that for a long time. So they were the heavy influence up front. I think just later on in life, I just figured being on the job, I wasn't much of a brown nose person.
Right.
I don't like to kiss nobody.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just looking back like, all right, I'm never going to get ahead on a job. I got to find a way to work for myself just based upon that. Yeah. I'm going to always be my own man. I'm going to always question everything. I'm going to always, you know, look at it from my point of view versus just being forced, you know, by somebody else.
Exactly. And, you know, and it's funny because Lloyd, me and you, man, I wish our audience could have been here for the pre-show.
Right.
Because there was so many great ideas that we had a chance to exchange. But I told you before we started recording that I was going to definitely have to ask you this question, man. So who could you credit as like a guiding light for you from that standpoint?
I mean, for one, it always got, my dad is first and foremost. You know, he was a lifelong landscaping he did, but I had the opposite effect though. You know, they taught me, both of my parents was the first person in their family to go to college. So they like, y'all gotta go to school. So, you know, I'm the first grandkid to graduate from college. You know, they go to school, get to college. I got my football scholarship, went up to North Dakota for 2 years, you know, playing football. So I thought going and being that traditional route was the route to go, you know, until corporate had to teach me a lesson. It wasn't until I was working in corporate and, you know, I told y'all, I think I told Larry the story one time, and, you know, it wasn't until a company, I was working hard, they didn't want to pay me. And so I was like, cool, I'm networking around the office. Went and got a better job. So I resigned from the other job, like didn't accept the offer. And they called me and told me that I quit a lower paying job and it set the wrong premise to come back and get a higher paying job. So they couldn't hire me. What? And I think what? So that really taught me like, I will be a fool to leave my fate in these people's hands. And so that's when I really started getting real serious about the entrepreneurial journey. And that's why when it came to, you know, Randy and activism, you know, first started off in the community doing all the community work. And through that networking led me to, you know, really having the stuff, really led me to the next person that led me on that journey was Miss Deborah Jordan, that taught me about corporations, how to put together stock, how to raise money for a company. And that's what took me to the next level. And I'm like, if I can find somebody that know the products, that know something, because nobody will give me no money either. So I couldn't go get $30,000 from the bank. So I'm like, dang, it's got to be another way to get money. If I could just find somebody that knows the business, and that's why when Randy came through and he knew the beauty supply, he invited me he don't know what he did for me when he invited me to his house with all the other beauty supply owners. Wow. And when he did that, that's what sparked me. Like, they don't see the vision, but he do.
Yeah.
You know, so let me hit him up and see if you can just figure this out. I'm gonna figure the money part out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we did.
No, and see, Randy, you dropped a gem earlier, and I just got to go back to it because you mentioned how as early as 6 years old, you were watching all of these things go on, watching your father grind, watching your mom be in partnerships, watching her grind it out. If you could go back in a time machine and talk to your 8-year-old, 10-year-old self and give yourself some game, what would you tell yourself as far as things to soak up from the environment that you would be using in the future like you're using right now?
I would take the biggest market I could find, and I could write credit on it, and then I would smack myself over my 8-year-old head with that.
Credit.
You had to learn to respect that credit, brother.
King, there's more credit on the face of this globe than it is, physical money, man.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, go after what the abundance of that credit that's out there. Man.
Dang, Larry, that's so real. No, that answer, brother, is so unique and different that, like Larry and I have done over 160 episodes. That particular answer to that question we've never heard before. That's what makes it such a gem. And I hope everybody in the audience.
164 to get there.
Come on, you know what it is.
Fact.
No,
big palm of credit, man.
now, think about it, Larry. But I seen how that hit your ears. What position that put you when he said that to you?
Because
bro?
I understand what it looked like. Like, you need that, and you need because credibility. Like, you can term that however you want to, currency credit, but you need that in order to grow whatever it is that you're trying to do, man. Like, especially if you're not coming from a family that can just drop it in a bucket for you. Right. And that just doesn't happen. Even when you come from a family that can drop it in a bucket for you, you need trust credit. Right? They got to be trust you, but the financial credit is the biggest piece whenever trying to build out any kind of business or vision. Yeah.
And Lloyd, same question for you, brother. What game would you give your 10-year-old self outside of, come out with them purple jackets sooner? That Black Store joint is live at 5. You should have dropped that at like 13, my dude. You be 50 million up.
I told somebody the other day, even my high school Letterman jacket, I can't even fit it till this day, and I'm 50 pounds heavier. I was like, I don't know what we was wearing back in the day. 3X. But one thing that I would have to say, I would just go. I feel like I'll make a list of companies for my dad to go invest in. I'll be like, whatever money you got, this is the companies we throw in. We talking about generational wealth and let it sit there 20 years.
Right.
At this year, this was when this company is gonna get big. So I think it'll just be, I'll be trying to give myself inside trade.
Because it seems like you've learned to appreciate the power of investment
for sure
and long-term gains.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Delayed gratification.
Come on.
Sir.
And that's something that as young people, we probably have all struggled with, is that we need it right now. Not being able to understand that 5 years from now, 8 years from now, 20 years from now, setting goals is where the success comes, man. Yep. Man, I appreciate both of you gentlemen, man, for sitting in, because I'm sure our audience is taking so much.
Facts.
Not only from the energy, but from your stories. And I know that they're going to commit to reaching out, stopping by the Black Store and supporting you guys' movement. So please share with our audience addresses, phone numbers, IGs, contacts. I want everybody in the audience to follow, link, and support the Black Store and you gentlemen.
Got you. If you want to personal, Ford Can't Lose, you can follow me, the nonprofit and the agriculture if you want to get into. That's Creative Group Economics. And then you, of course, the Black Store.
Yeah, so on Instagram, Randy_OTV. The OTV stands for On the Verge. That's one of the mantras.
Yeah, absolutely.
We was talking about earlier. Love Black Women campaign. Y'all could catch us at 8616 Cullen Boulevard out there in beautiful Sunnyside, Texas.
That's
man.
what it is, baby.
Things happen for the community just about every day.
Absolutely, man. Mr. Brooks.
Yes, sir.
I don't give you a lot of props on this show publicly all the time, man, but I think you
man,
might have outdone yourself this week,
man.
my dude.
Come on, I'm just saying, it's who you know, man.
I'm trying to tell you, man, hey, and I'm gonna give you your credito right here in front of everybody, man. You the man this week, brother, man. Anything you want to share with the audience before we sign out? What's going on in the world of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm this week,
Not
bro?
much, man. I'll be out at a couple of networking events tonight, so if I'm able to bump into you, drinks on me.
Oh, hey, look here. Y'all better show up and hold your man to that, no doubt. Hey, look, on behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, we humbly appreciate everyone in the audience for checking out the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We'll be back here next Thursday just like we are every week. In the meantime, in between time, if you need anything, me and Mr. Brooks are just a call, text, inbox, or DM message away. If you would love to learn more about Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, or if you're an aspiring real estate professional, please visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. If you want to check out the latest in Prime Real Estate Network merchandise, cell phone cases, and swag, you can check out the Prime Real Estate Network page on Teespring, man. Once again, we thank you all for checking out the Prime Real Estate Network. And until next week, everybody out there in the audience, be safe and be blessed.